The sky is a frontier we think we've mastered, a vast expanse mapped by satellites and crisscrossed by thousands of flights each day. Yet for all our technology and confidence, the sky remains a place of wonder and uncertainty, but it still keeps secrets, shrouded in clouds, and hidden in the endless blue above us. Despite satellites and radar, unexplained events still haunt aviation. A blip vanishes from the screen, a flight path suddenly lost, and no amount of searching can explain why. A radio call cuts to static, reminders of our smallness in a vast world and of the limits of our reach when faced with the unknown. These aren't just missing planes, they're puzzles that tap into our fear of the unknown. Each disappearance leaves behind a trail of questions, and a sense of unease that lingers long after the headlines fade. Every flight is a leap of faith, a journey that connects distant places and people, but sometimes, the journey itself becomes the mystery, and the destination is never reached. History is filled with flights that vanished without a trace, real people, real families, endless questions, the pain of not knowing, the hope that never quite fades, and the stories that echo through generations. Some of the greatest mysteries aren't buried in ruins, but written in the sky. Legends like Amelia Earhart, whose disappearance still fascinates and baffles us, and Flight 19, lost over the Bermuda Triangle, fuel our collective imagination and inspire countless theories. These stories are modern folklore, driven by our need to solve the unsolvable. We search for answers, piecing together clues, hoping to bring closure to the mysteries that haunt the skies. Among them, one tale stands out, a plane that didn't just disappear, it returned, defying all logic and explanation. The legend of the Ghost Flight, a commercial airliner that landed 35 years after takeoff, its passengers unaware of lost time, as if they had simply crossed a cloud and emerged in another era. Whether fact or fiction, it challenges our understanding of reality, and invites us to question what we truly know about the world above. What if the rules of time and space aren't as fixed as we think? What if the sky holds more than just clouds and stars? What if it holds secrets we're not meant to find? This is the story that blurs the line between myth and possibility, between what we can explain and what we can only imagine. Welcome to the legend of the Ghost Flight, a mystery that continues to haunt the skies and our imaginations to this day. Ghost flights have haunted aviation for decades, not haunted planes, but aircraft that reappear long after vanishing, as if time itself has lost track of them. These stories are whispered among pilots and aviation enthusiasts, passed down through generations, growing stranger with every retelling. Sometimes it's a W-2 bomber seen decades later, or a phantom blip on radar that can't be explained by any logical means. The sightings are fleeting, but the questions they raise linger for years. These are the urban legends of the skies, tales that blur the line between fact and fiction, between the possible and the impossible. Flight 19 is a classic. 5 Navy bombers vanished in the Bermuda Triangle, never found. Their disappearance became the foundation for countless theories and inspired generations of mystery seekers. Other tales tell of ghost planes landing with crews long dead, their logbooks frozen in time, as if the past had suddenly collided with the present. These stories are chilling, yet strangely captivating. Most are folklore, but they hint at the idea that trauma leaves echoes in the sky, echoes that sometimes take the form of lost aircraft, forever circling above us, searching for a way home. These legends primed the world for the ultimate ghost flight story, making us wonder what else might be possible in the vast, mysterious skies. Disappearances were already part of aviation lore, woven into the very fabric of flight history, fueling both fear and fascination. So when a story emerged of a plane that vanished and returned decades later, it captured imaginations around the world, sparking debates and wild speculation. It was the next step, not just a disappearance, but a journey through time itself, as if the sky could fold and unfold the years at will. The ghost flight legend took the familiar and made it extraordinary, transforming routine flights into potential gateways to the unknown. It's a story that asks, what if the sky can bend reality itself? That's why it endures, why it's retold in every corner of the world. And why it still haunts us today, reminding us that some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved forever drifting just beyond our reach. The ghost flight legend begins in the summer of 1955. Picture a bustling airport, New York or Miami, when air travel was glamorous and new. The Douglas DC-4, a marvel of its time, is ready for Pan Am Flight 914. 57 passengers and 4 crew aboard, expecting a routine trip to Miami. Families, business travelers, young couples, all trusting the sky. The crew is experienced, the day is ordinary. Luggage is checked, tickets are collected, and the engines roar to life. The plane lifts off, banking south toward Florida. For everyone on board, it's just another flight. Controllers watch the blip on radar, unconcerned. No one suspects this journey will become legend. The sky is clear, the future certain, or so it seems. Flight 914 vanishes into history. For hours, Flight 914's journey is uneventful. Routine radio calls, steady progress. Then, without warning, its radar blip vanishes. Controllers try to reach the pilots, only static answers. Panic sets in, emergency procedures begin. Other planes see nothing, hear nothing. It's as if the DC-4 was plucked from the sky. No distress call, no bad weather, no wreckage, just silence. Search and rescue comb the ocean for weeks. No trace is found. The official story, a catastrophic failure. Lost at sea. Families grieve, authorities move on. The mystery deepens. How can a plane simply disappear? The legend grows. Flight 914, gone without a trace. The sky keeps its secret. The world is left with questions, not answers. And the story refuses to fade. Decades slip quietly into history, each year folding into the next. The world spins forward, but some stories refuse to fade. Cities rise and fall, technology leaps ahead, and yet, the enigma of Flight 914 lingers in the shadows, unanswered, unsettling. Then, on a seemingly ordinary morning, September 9, 1990, in Caracas, Venezuela, the impossible suddenly becomes real. A mysterious blip flickers onto the radar. It's an old DC-4, a model thought long retired, appearing out of thin air. Air traffic controllers scramble, their eyes fixed on the screen. They reach out. Unidentified aircraft, identify yourself. A crackling, uncertain voice answers. We are Pan Am Flight 914, New York to Miami, 57 passengers, 4 crew. The words hang in the air, almost unbelievable. Pan Am is a name from the past, a vanished airline. The flight itself is a legend whispered about in aviation circles. The pilot insists they're en route to Miami, completely unaware that decades have slipped by, and the world outside has changed. The controller, voice trembling, tells him, "It's 1990, you've been missing for 37 years. Silence falls. In the cockpit, shock and confusion. In the tower, disbelief and awe. No one can quite process what's unfolding. The impossible is happening before their eyes. A ghost flight, lost to time, has returned to the living world. The plane is cleared to land, but every heart in the control tower pounds with uncertainty. What will step out of that aircraft? The legend is about to cross into reality, or perhaps into something even stranger than legend. News spreads. A crowd gathers, eyes wide with anticipation and fear. The world seems to hold its breath, waiting for answers. For a fleeting moment, the sky surrenders one of its oldest secrets, and history is rewritten in real time. But as the wheels touch down, the mystery only deepens. Questions multiply, and explanations seem further away than ever. What happens next will defy all logic and challenge everything we think we know about time, fate, and the unknown. The Caracas Tower scrambles. This is no ordinary arrival. The DC-4 descends, looking like a relic from another era. Ground crews stare as the vintage plane lands smoothly. The pilot, panicked, asks, "Where are we? What year is this?" "Caracas, Venezuela. It's 1990, comes the reply. The shock is palpable. Suddenly the pilot shouts, "Stay back! We're leaving now!" Engines roar. The plane turns and accelerates down the runway. It lifts off, vanishing into the clouds as quickly as it appeared. Radar loses it. Gone. Again. All that remains is a 1955 pocket calendar dropped on the tarmac. Witnesses are left stunned, clutching the only physical proof. The ghost flight has vanished once more. The aftermath is chaos, controllers and ground crew debriefed, their stories matching. The 1955 calendar is real, but officials are skeptical, reports are classified, the incident hushed up. Still, rumors spread, tabloids seize the story. For families of the lost, hope and pain return. 35 years of grief are reopened by a single, impossible event. Some cling to hope, others to skepticism. Authorities deny everything, fueling suspicion. The public is captivated. Time travel, government cover-up or hoax. The lack of answers only deepens the legend. The human cost, lost loved ones, shattered certainty, makes it more than a story. The ghost flight becomes a modern tragedy. Theories abound, scientific, supernatural, and skeptical. Some say Flight 914 entered a wormhole, skipping decades in an instant. Others claim alien abduction or a rip in reality, a time slip. Skeptics point out there's no record of the flight ever existing. The story's tabloid origins raise red flags. Yet, the legend persists, because the mystery is more compelling than the mundane. We crave the extraordinary, even if it's fiction. The ghost flight endures as a symbol of possibility. It's not about proof. It's about wonder. Sometimes the best mysteries are the ones we can't solve. Why does the ghost flight legend endure? It blends the familiar, boarding a plane, with the extraordinary vanishing and returning decades later. It challenges our understanding of time and reality. The idea of stepping outside time, of returning to a world that's moved on, is both terrifying and fascinating. Even if it's fiction, the story is too good to let go. We need wonder in a world that feels mapped and measured. The ghost flight is a modern myth, a thought experiment that makes us look up and question what's possible. Whether true or not, it reminds us the universe still holds secrets. For explorers and dreamers, that's enough. The search for answers is a journey worth taking. The sky's mysteries endure, waiting for the next story. And maybe, just maybe, the next impossible flight. Until then, we keep looking up.